With a small pressure. LSU fan came to get spike in my booty.
Roll, baby!
Oh, bitch.
Are you that stupid?
Yes, I am.
I'm not going to sugarcoat things. It's a fucking shit show.
Welcome into CSF Late Nights. That's funny. My name is Rob Sanders. I'm not in the state of Louisiana. My two co-hosts start with the man that's down there handing out ice and water to people, but he can still manage to do this show with us. Rich Dave, what's up, buddy?
What's going on, CSF? How's it going, Rob, John?
Awesome.
When you hear that sound there, that is Jonathan has locked his dog in the kennel, and the dog does not want to be in the kennel. So that's what you're going to hear is this dog just ranting and raving all night because he wants to get out of the kennel.
Yeah.
Jonathan doesn't like the dog.
If I allow him out, then he's going to continue to be a spoiled little brat like he is right now.
So
it's not great for the viewers, but, you know, I'm the one that's got to live with the fucker.
Well, see, my wife's got two dumb dogs. I'm more of a cat guy. We wouldn't have dogs if it were just me. I would just have my cats because cats are fucking smart. Dogs are just running around, drooling, licking the floor and shit. Our German Shepherd was eating cat litter the other night. Just fucking eat cat litter.
The more our cat, I think our cat's 2 years old now, maybe 3. Yeah. The longer and longer I live with this cat and live with this puppy, the more and more and more I become a cat person.
Yeah. Well, we're going to talk about a lot this evening, including this.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson hurls that ball after taking a knee. The final seconds will tick off the clock, and the LSU fans, 20,000 of them, they're heading home at 0-1. The Bruins have defeated the Tigers rather convincingly, wouldn't you say? 38-27.
I tell you what, that was when I pulled that clip, I was like, "Oh, that sounds bad." You never want to hear like that coming out. Like you were beaten rather convincingly. Ugh.
We were.
Tough loss for LSU.
Honestly,
they lose to the Bruins there.
That score you just played, 38-27, makes it sound closer than it was.
It does.
Honestly,
I didn't get to watch the full game, but
you didn't miss anything.
I watched some of the. No, to be fair, because it's not like I drove halfway across the country and bitched about wearing a mask and then talked shit for several days about we're gonna whip that UCLA ass and then had to walk out with my mask in shame while people in quote, as Ed Orgeron said, sissy blue shirts laughed at me as I walked out of their stadium. I mean, I didn't go that far. I watched the condensed game though. I mean, I did see that. So, I mean, I wasn't as invested as some. I think I told you guys in the chat, like, I don't want your team to lose just because of you guys, but if they did lose to LSU, if they did lose to UCLA, it'd be kind of funny because certain jerk-offs actually went out there and ran their mouths, and they were having the old, trying to recreate the Bayou in the parking lot, and they ended up getting their dick kicked in. I'm saying that I don't know.
I remember a few years back, I thought it would be a great idea to go watch LSU play Wisconsin at Lambeau Field, like a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And then we lost, and I was like, well, shit.
Well, Rob
shit.
just put it,
that walkout is tough, isn't it?
We're going to run out.
Like, fuck me.
We're going to run out there. We're going to run out there and, do it all in the parking lot. Yeah, well, unless we do it on the football field, the parking lot doesn't mean shit.
That's right.
I was just thinking, I was like, man, that's just tough. I mean, Andre's already over there, bro. He was upset.
Not only does LSU get its butt kicked on the field, then Ed Orgeron runs his mouth to a fan walking into the field before the game. So now there's the infamous sissy blue shirt. I bought one. I'm going to wear it as soon as I get it. Just because I think it's funny.
Oh, yeah, I heard all about fucking Coach O and that fucking shit.
No, well, it is what it is.
Yeah, well.
Sometimes your mouth writes a check that you're.
Yeah. Well, there's the phones. They're already up and running there. People are upset.
I want to preface it. I want to preface this call with this guy that I'm assuming is calling in. I had to hear it all night Saturday watching the game with this guy.
Right.
He's about to tell us some shit.
Welcome into the show. Good evening.
I am about to tell you some shit.
Hold on.
Right.
Oh, hey, hold on. I've got Andre's soundbite when the game's going on there. You know, when I play. Hold on, Andre. Give me a second here. When I play the following clip.
Dorian Thompson-Robinson hurls that ball after taking a knee. The final seconds will tick off the clock, and the LSU fans, 20,000 of them, they're heading home at 0-1. The Bruins have defeated the Tigers rather convincingly, wouldn't you say? 38-27.
All right, so you have that, and Andre's response
was an understatement.
Well, hold on. Here's Andre. You're ruining it. Here's your response.
Yes! Yes! Fuck you too!
Bruh, dude, that was tough to sit through, man. The only reason that it was okay and I didn't want to go out there and get drunk is because I saw Clemson lose. That's the only saving grace of that
Look,
day, dude.
Wow.
I mean,
Dude, it was
here's the thing with that, and Clemson lost their game. I have no problem chalking it up to the Georgia defense. They managed to win a game in spite of their coach. If you watch that game, Will Muschamp was coaching the special teams. They muffed a punt. They had they missed a field goal. Had several kick returns that were just you could just tell they didn't. Those guys they had no clue what the fuck they were doing. I'm like, man, this is a Will Muschamp coach team. So they won despite having Will Muschamp coach 1/3 of their team, which says a lot about them, and the fact that Kirby Smart is still a fucking idiot. What they don't tell you is that their offense put up 3 points, the same amount of offense that Clemson put up. So they're world beaters, absolute world beaters. But in reality, they put up 3 points, which is what I'm talking about now. And I'm not saying Clemson can compete with Alabama, but you think that you're going to go out and play Alabama and score 3 points and win? You're out of your fucking mind.
Well,
it's not happening on any planet. But
Miami,
I mean,
Miami isn't
they don't have Ole Miss. See, and here's the thing: like Mishi's over here in the chat talking about he still beat Clemson. Kirby Smart is a fucking idiot. If you think Kirby Smart's a good coach, I honestly can't help you. He is a dumbo.
Come on.
Oh man, it's just silly. But
no, the issue I saw all night of that game, dude.
Right.
I'm not gonna lie. The first quarter of that game, it was actually a pretty damn good game. They played well, and then it's almost like what happened. They forgot how to play football. They forgot how to tackle. They forgot how to cover. They couldn't get no pressure. I tell you what, if anybody runs their dick sucker and says Max Johnson's a problem, I'm gonna kick him square in the mouth. Because that man had to do every damn thing, everything. He had no protection. He had no running game. He had no defense. My God, they even had receivers dropping balls. I'm like, dude, I was sitting there telling Johnson, I was like, what, he got to throw the ball and then catch it and then run it and play defense? I'm like, dude, they left his ass out there high and dry.
My asshole wants to suck cock.
Okay? So check us out. Here's what bothers me. And Johnson can back me up on this. I said, Johnson, we're in the third quarter. We had about less than 50 yards rushing. I said, how many times have you seen them run the ball to the outside? Pitch it outside or something? He said, none. Exactly.
He did say that. If he didn't say it one time, he said it 6 times. At least 6.
Huh?
If you didn't say it one time, you said it at least 6 times.
Dude, and exactly. I mean, it was predictable. It reminded me of a Les Miles-led offense. And that's what's scary. I mean, Jesus Christ. If they made it inside, it looked like Tony G.
Hold on. Andre, I have to ask you this. Do you think that and once again, I know that I'm talking to a shit ton of LSU fans, but I'm just being as real as I can here. Do you think that Coach O is like Gene Chizik revisited? Rode a monumentally great quarterback to a championship and then was a shithole afterwards? because that's kind of what it fucking looks like right now.
It does. It does. And that's what's sad, dude. I mean, look, anybody who's defending Coach O at this point needs to get a damn reality check because, look, like 2019 was the outlier. It really does. You got all this damn talent. And what do? Last year we gave him a pass on it, right? Because of COVID and all.
It was a COVID year.
Yes,
can't get mad at him. It's a COVID year. Yeah.
But here's the thing. So he said he didn't interview his coaches. Okay, that was stupid. He interviewed his coaches this time. He hired some people. He got people that Joe Brady suggested, right? And it's the same damn result.
Well, you know what's going to happen, right? If they get rid of him, you know what happens, right?
Fuck you, me. Fuck you, pay me.
Exactly. That's basically what it's going to be. Fuck you, pay me. And I don't know if I don't know what the LSU numbers are if they can afford to pay for that. Honestly, everything revolves around football. There, we know that, but you're paying Coach Wade a good bit of money. I mean, you're paying your women's basketball coach. She's one of the highest paid in the SEC, and she deserves it because she's a hell of a coach. But if you're part of the athletic administration there, and you're looking around and you're like, wait a minute, we're going to pay this guy not to fucking coach us, and he just won a national title, 2 years ago? That doesn't make any sense. I'm just saying from the outside looking in.
Donations, trust me.
I'm going to add. I'll add to that after this because it's going to get to deeper than just fucking football. It's deeper than just fucking football. What's happening right now?
Edwin with a great comment here. Don't jump on the bandwagon if they turn it around after jumping off after one game. Yeah, Edwin's not hearing it.
How is that jumping off a bandwagon? That's being realistic. I watched the damn game.
I'm just telling you what Edwin
horrible.
said.
It was
Edwin,
look.
Edwin is 96 years old. He was back there when they were wearing leather helmets watching these games. He's the most advanced LSU fan that we have here. So he's a true fan. He doesn't want you jumping off the damn bandwagon that quick there.
I'm a true fan too, but you know what I am as well? I'm a realistic fan. And I saw what the hell happened, dude. And let me tell you something, dude. That's not something – I'm tired of him saying, oh, it's fixable. It's fixable. It's fixable. Okay, if it's fixable, when are we going to fix it? When? We're tired of waiting. We went through this bullshit all last year.
No, last year was a different
That was Bo Pelini's fault.
Last year,
that was Bo Pelini's fault.
A record number of players not come back after winning the national championship. It was the COVID year. And then the players that were supposed to be on the team, like Chase and Fairley, they all opted out. And then this year, we're one fucking game in. One. So, yes, you're overreacting, Andre. We're one game in with a brand new offensive coordinator. A kid that's only under center for his third start.
Your offensive coordinator, that's great. You got a new offensive coordinator. Wonderful.
A brand new defensive coordinator.
They ran the same freaking running plays over and over and over.
All right, hold on. Let me look. Here's my thing, and I'm looking at the stats from this game. And LSU put up 379 total yards. That's about average, but 330 of them came through the air. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season that in this game against UCLA, they were going to get 49 yards rushing on the ground, I would have laughed at you, because when I think LSU, I think team that runs the ball and punishes you with that and continues to try to run the ball. But here's the stat that's the weirdest to me. They gave up 470 yards total to UCLA, but the balance here is the interesting part. 260 through the air. You gave up 210 yards on the ground. That's just rushing yards with the talent that you have. When you give up that much, that's just effort, in my opinion. Effort, or your guys don't know what the fuck they're doing.
We got destroyed on the offensive and defensive line.
Look at the UCLA quarterback and tell us how many times he threw the ball and how many completions. That's even worse. Tell us that.
But it's still one game.
Blow your mind.
It's still just one game.
You'll see they didn't throw the ball much. So once again, we're getting plays again.
They didn't have to throw the ball much. They were controlling the line of scrimmage on both sides of the ball. They were running it down.
Every time they threw the ball, they got chunks. There
Look,
wasn't no driving down the field.
I'm not an LSU fan. I don't, I'm still pissed off at y'all for what you did to us in 2019. Y'all can still suck a dick for that. But I can be fair. 210 yards on the ground is a fucking shit show. I don't give a fuck who you give it up to. But 210 yards on the ground, holy shit. They average 7.5 a carry.
And everybody's
here.
on what LSU did or didn't do. Nobody seems to acknowledge the fact that the guy coaching the Bruins is a good coach. He basically ran that Pac-12 when he was the coach at Oregon. That was a great program.
So
and let's not discount the fact that Chip Kelly is a good coach.
So you're saying he's better coach than Coach Kelly?
Let me see if Chip Kelly is
a proven coach.
Their quarterback was 9 of 15 for 260 yards, 15 passes. He completed 9 passes for 260 yards.
And 75 of that was on
That's
one
ridiculous.
play.
That's ridiculous.
My asshole wants to suck.
You don't have to do much.
So excuse me if I'm a little bit irritated about the defensive performance and the offensive play calling. But the thing is, though, everybody that don't know a damn thing about football is going to sit there and put it on Max Johnson.
No, not
Max Johnson threw for 330 yards.
The offensive and
There's
defensive
some
line
people, though, I've
didn't
seen
do their
people talk
job.
about, oh, Max Johnson's trash and this and that. I'm like, did you even watch a damn ball game?
No, he was running for his
He's
life.
not giving you one of the decent spots in the game.
And
He threw probably the coolest
Entire game.
incompletion I've ever seen.
behind him,
He had one dumbass play. He threw behind his back like, what are you doing? What?
He was getting rid of the ball to save a sack. I was like, okay, I appreciate
but
that.
you do know they told Max Johnson not to run the ball. Like that was part of the game plan.
Person behind you. But they're going to have to do something with that, man, because, look, if you're scared and you're not going to play because they can get hurt, that's a problem. That's going to hold LSU back.
Yeah, but if you recruit players that are afraid, who does that fall on?
No. It's not him. They don't want him to run because they know that behind him they have a freshman.
Oh, well, I'm talking about the running game. He got 49 yards.
Yeah.
So,
We'll get to that. We will get to that, Rob. Because who's our number one running back? Who's our number one running back? Who?
Right.
At this point, I don't know if I'd want to walk around claiming I was the number one running back if I go to a foreign country and lose a game. Just saying.
Hey, you want to hear something funny, guys?
What?
So Davis Price, Southern running back, 13 yards. Max Johnson, 11 yards rushing. That's pathetic. Look, I don't blame it on the damn running back. So I think the play was trash. He had no runs to the outside, but offensive line, man, offensive and defensive line, trash. Absolutely.
That's what lost the game for LSU was the offensive and defensive line play.
Right. Wow.
But again,
I don't know who that is over there, but some Facebook user is calling it Lane State University. I don't know who you are, but if you're gonna, you're welcome to call after Andre gets through venting here. If you want to talk about LSU here,
pissed me off to watch that piss poor performance. That's not LSU football whatsoever. And if it continues
if it's not LSU football, then that's some bullshit. You got Vanderbilt on your schedule, don't you?
Here's why I don't really care about it.
Dude, freaking Mississippi State will get us. Ole Miss will get us. Freaking A&M will both.
Oh, calm down. Calm down.
I don't bet on you motherfuckers very much, but I'll take you over Mississippi State because they're a shithole. You're gonna beat Mississippi State.
Dude, you didn't see us.
Brother, I told you I watched the condensed game. I didn't buy a mask and go halfway across the country to a different country and walk into the Rose Bowl and try to have the Bayou out. I didn't go that far. I didn't walk out hanging, carrying that L after I ran my dick sucker forever. No, I didn't do that. But I watched the condensed game. You didn't look great, but maybe Dave's got a point. Maybe Chip Kelly took a couple of years off and then woke up one day and said, you know what? Yeah, I'm a good fucking coach. I used to run this conference. Why don't I start running it again?
They made the LSU defenders arm tackle and be out of position. Nah, I don't buy that shit.
No, I'm not. Well, but hold on. He could have put them into positions where they couldn't make arm tackles.
Kelly's coaching.
So we compared O to Gene Chiswick. Who did Gene Chizik beat in the national championship game when he had Cam Newton?
Chip Kelly.
Chip Kelly and the Oregon Ducks. Chip Kelly's been coaching at UCLA. This is his 3rd season, I believe, if you don't count COVID. So he's had time to recruit his kids. He's had time to coach his kids.
Suck my dick. Sorry.
So let's not pretend like Chip Kelly is a terrible coach.
He's not a terrible
but I'm not
coach.
going to sit there and say that Chip Kelly's the reason why LSU defenders are going through arm tackles. That's piss poor technique. Piss poor. I'm sorry.
Well, maybe they're having some of that stench from Bill Pelini is still hanging over them.
Plus,
I'm just being honest.
If you go outside the game, this was UCLA's 2nd game, so they had a tune-up. We didn't. Our whole schedule was fucked up because the team evacuated for Ida, so that's got to have some kind of an effect. I'm just not worried about this one fucking game. I'm not going to overreact. There's still a whole season to play.
When I look at the LSU schedule, which I've got in front of me here, you play McNeese this weekend. Coach O's playing against his son, or coaching against his son.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's some crazy shit right there, right?
Western Michigan.
Yeah, let me see the rest of your schedule here. Where's the schedule? Okay. So you got McNeese, and then Central Michigan, and then Mississippi State.
So
then you're home for Auburn. Yeah, you're not losing that game. Auburn might be someone says, I hear that state hater shit, Rob. Fuck you. Well, really? Hold on. Yeah, hold on, wait.
Yes! Fuck you too!
Exactly. I'm going to use the shit out of that soundbite. That makes me happy. Anyway, now I think you beat Mississippi State because they got a garbage head coach. Auburn might be interesting. I think you throttle Kentucky. Fuck Kentucky. You might lose to Florida. I don't know about Ole Piss. I think you're losing to Alabama. You'll beat Arkansas, Monroe, and then you'll beat Texas A&M too. You guys will be all right. You win 9-10 games.
They got 2 weeks to get it right. You got 2 weeks.
3.
If they don't,
3
Lord have mercy on Coach O. We love him, but man, you got to show something, dude. You can't go 2 years in a row blaming on everybody else and every other freaking coach you got.
I did read an interesting article today about Coach O and the hot seat and who the possible replacements were. I was like, oh, okay. Right. Like Gus Malzahn, possibly going after Jimbo again. And who was the third name that they came up with?
I ain't gonna lie. Billy Napier, interesting.
Will Muschamp.
I'll tell you what. Why don't we go after? Hey, if something happens with Coach O, man, throw some money at Coach Brady and just see. Why not?
Oh, that was the other name, going after Joe Brady.
Yeah, that would be interesting. But being an offensive coordinator or being a passing game coordinator, offensive coordinator is vastly different than being a head coach. So people need to think about that. But whatever. Anyways, I'm gonna jump off the phone. I'm done venting.
Okay, Andre. Well, thanks for calling the show, my friend.
No problem. Roll Tide off a damn cliff, always.
Later, Andre.
You might. Boom.
So here's I'll give my little spiel, right? I'm never one of those guys that, especially after this UCLA game, that's going to sit here and say, fire Ogeron, right?
We're not even close to that point yet.
But so we've been dealing with listening to the fucking sexual scandal for years, and you know we made the COVID excuse. There's just different things. That did not look good. But you know, we had a fuck ton of players out this game against UCLA, including Emory, like you asked. You know why? Because they're all academically ineligible. Now, if we got issues like that,
so you got Dumbos on your team.
We got fucking problems. You know, there's already people looking on the outside looking in, like we're some fucking sexual deviants. But if we can't even get our academics together, and we have some of our we had linebackers out, we had maybe our top running back out of this game. we're sitting here bitching about we can't run the ball. Yeah, well, Emery was out the fucking game because he can't fucking go to class. You know, that's some bullshit. And that, as Rob likes to say, starts from the fucking top as the head coach running this fucking program. I have a motherfucking problem with that. Now, if we can't do something about that shit, then he can fucking go. Now, I do believe I don't want to hear anything about a hot seat till we play Mississippi State. We get into the rest of the SEC games and see what we look like. But you got to do something about that shit. That's all I'm saying.
If he finishes at 500 or less.
Hey, I got we call Jonathan the gnome. I've got a new gnome sound effect. Listen closely. So when Jonathan starts talking, it's like
I'm just fucking saying. I ain't making no fucking excuses. Fuck y'all.
There's no excuses to be made. They were
make us some cookies, you motherfucker. Get in your tree and make us some cookies.
That's not a fucking excuse. I
want some goddamn cookies in your tree.
If you can't take care of the academics, and you have players, good skilled players that aren't fucking playing because of that shit, y'all got fucking bigger issues.
Hey, I do have some audio from some of the LSU fans that were leaving the stadium. Here we go.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine. When you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
And then my response after I knew that certain people went there, bought a mask, and had to leave with an L.
I heard that the LSU band started playing "In the Arms of an Angel" by Sarah McLachlan.
Did they really? Did they really do that? That'd be some funny shit right there.
You see, Dave, I was talking to somebody earlier this afternoon about people like you and I, and maybe Andre and Edwin. You know, we don't really make excuses. We call it like we see it. We fucking call it like we see it. That's all it is. It's not about making excuses. And I'm not throwing fucking Coach O on the fucking hot seat, but I will call it like I fucking see it. That's all.
It's so much fun gathering new sound bites, but my favorite is still the gnome sound effect. Hey, gnome! What happened to the Raging Cajuns against Texas? Oh hell! What about LSU? Did they win?
Fans are acting like they won the college football championship because they beat the Raging Cajuns.
Your 2 of your 8 teams are 0-2. How do you feel about that?
I always have the Saints.
Oh my God!
Yeah, home game in Jacksonville.
Texas looked good playing the Raging Cajuns, but the reason why I wasn't impressed is because it's the Raging Cajuns.
Oof.
Oh, I'm not gonna. I agree with Dave. I said the same thing earlier, and with someone I was talking to. I mean, people like UL and Coastal Carolina, some of the other teams got a big boost last year.
Best team in the Sun Belt. Best team in the Sun Belt.
A lot of teams got a big boost last year from COVID and from the early publicity they got because other teams weren't playing. Now, these same teams, look, UL could easily still run the tables, go 11-1, 10-2. I say run the tables, but, they could still win that Sun Belt Conference and look good. But losing to Texas isn't the end of the fucking season.
Texas fans acting like it was like this great program-defining win is also an overreaction. Just like LSU fans saying the season's over, we suck again. That's an overreaction. It's one damn game.
Right. So, assume UCLA just is a shit fucking show, right?
Well, how are people going to feel if Chip Kelly runs the table in the Pac-12?
Right. Exactly. I said the same thing.
I mean, is that a bad loss then? No, it's not. But for Texas, Like they're like, oh man, the Cajuns were 10-1 last season, and they beat Iowa State. They beat Iowa State in the very first game of the season. If that game would have happened later in the season, I think Iowa State would have whipped their ass. And
I believe.
The other good team that they played last year was Coastal, and they lost that game. So against good teams over the last 2 seasons, the Raging Cajuns are 1-2, and they probably got lucky on the one.
Yeah, but in UL's defense, Coastal Carolina bitched out in the last game, the championship game.
You really wanted them to play that one.
They bitched out in that Sun Belt Conference championship game.
Well,
so.
It's one game. At least they didn't bitch out nearly as much as Florida State did last season.
Hey, I just got proof that there's a kid that's confused in Louisiana. Let's share this picture. This is
wow,
sad.
All right, I know where we're going now.
What the fuck is this child abuse?
Who is this kid?
I don't know. Fucking, he looks like a god. Hey, I've got commentary for you. Here it is.
He looks like he needs to eat.
He looks like he's got AIDS. What the fuck is wrong with that kid?
You need that side view, man. That side view.
I don't understand why his parents put him in the football helmet. Is it so that he doesn't like bang his head on the wall?
What the fuck is that?
Lick the window.
He's looking. Oh God, I don't even know where to go with that. It's just like, okay.
He was looking at his stupid friend that took that picture.
Yeah, that's just terrible. Sad. Someone calls you a midget with a head protector on.
No, he looks like he was really drunk and didn't want to fall and bust his head. It was a tough Saturday.
Wow, that should be the new wallpaper up there for the CSF logo. Andre says you were trying to flex.
Andre was posing like he was a photographer. I put my arms down and he was like, no, show your muscles again. And as soon as I put him up, he snapped that beautiful picture.
That's pretty pathetic. Anyway, you're welcome to call the show 803-470-2905. Someone says you were a drunk midget with a head protector on. Sorry.
Somebody needs to use the street yard, the bird yard, whatever this shit's called, and allow their name to be used.
Yes! Fuck you too!
I don't know why that makes me so happy. Andre says you weren't drunk. Yeah, nobody's gonna sell you beer. Get the hell out of here. You come in with your ID, they're like, go get your dad to get your beer for you.
No, it doesn't. No, but I got Andre to buy me Fireball, so it was all good.
Can you see Jonathan going to the store to buy beer, and he puts the beer up on the stand and then tries to give him his. He likes. Oh shit!
I normally wait till somebody's behind me in line and ask them, "Hey, could you put this on the counter for me?"
Can you help out? Can you help out your fellow midget here? I'm sorry. Oh man,
I love doing this show. I mean, I just love doing this show.
Look. Nobody told you to get fucking stupid and make that picture. Nobody told you to do that. You did that on your own. You think there's a picture of Dave out there like that? No. The damn sure ain't a picture of me out there like that. I can promise you that. Shit.
I was hanging out with the fucking our leader or whatever he calls himself. Like, what the fuck?
Huh?
I was hanging out with our fearless leader. I mean, he was.
You think odd? Oh no! She says she missed the pic. No, don't worry. We've still got it. We can show it to you. Hold on.
You've seen the fucking pic.
She may not have seen the pic, sir.
She has seen the fucking pick.
I swear to God, we will make this our fucking. I will fucking work this pick into the damn thing here. That will happen if you don't start being nice. Hold on, I'm gonna bring it back up again, my guy. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's how that works. No, we're gonna leave this up the whole fucking night now. Now that you're gonna piss me off.
Fucking shows you my fucking passion. My fucking passion.
Yeah, shows you're a fucking idiot.
I know.
The YouTube page. Go to the YouTube page. College Sports Fanatics on YouTube, and you can see everybody's name, etc. It shows up. That's the best thing to do is go through the YouTube page. There you go. So we got Jonathan sitting there looking like he's silly. I don't even know where to go from here. Anyway,
boat ride.
We could
weekend. So there are some games this weekend that are going to be pretty good. The best game in the SEC, in my opinion, is Kentucky and Mizzou. You know, two teams that are. Can you find a better game than that? I mean, as far as a matchup goes, and it might be worth a shit.
It's probably the most.
No, I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody else is playing is going to jump into the
referring to their non-conference shit games that nobody cares
Division
about.
2, blah blah blah. Right?
Well, but here there are a couple of games though that are interesting. South Carolina's playing East Carolina. The line on that game is like 3 points. It keeps bouncing back and forth between both teams. Hold on now, I'm not joking here. I'm just telling you games that Vegas say are going to be close. NC State and Mississippi State is a pick'em. Tennessee and Pitt is a pick'em. You know, there could be, in theory, you know, the SEC nut riders, the people that talk about, oh, my conference, oh, and they shoot themselves in the eye with jizz. Those people, they can have a shitty weekend. And what I mean by that is if ECU wins, Vanderbilt is a 7-point dog at Colorado State. So you can have Vanderbilt lose.
Did you say North Carolina and Mississippi State are a pick'em?
NC State. NC State.
Oh, NC State. My bad. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So, but no, I mean, you could have a shitty weekend for the SEC where, of course, all of the SEC nut riders will be like, oh, just one fucking weekend.
Quite frankly, yeah, I really.
If you say the SEC makes us a better whatever, I automatically think you are dumber than dirt and you should drink bleach and die. You are the dumbest fucks ever. Oh my God, with all that shit. Especially if your team is fucking garbage like Vanderbilt, Arkansas. Arkansas could lose to Texas this weekend. And then what happens?
At least Vanderbilt can fill the whole team because they're not academically fucking ineligible.
Look, you chose to hire a coach who can barely master the English language. I don't want to hear your shit. He got you a national title. Fucking deal with it. And what do you want from me? Am I supposed to feel bad for you on that?
No. I just
okay. Well, then don't. Look, he should be held accountable for that. If you're not academically eligible, then that's on your coach too. He's responsible for that. So, man. Anyway,
our team, but we didn't discuss Rob's team.
We talked about my team, and I can talk all about Clemson. They won despite having Will Muschamp coach against them. It may be the biggest win in Will Muschamp's career. It's definitely the biggest win in Kirby Smart's career. That, you know, everybody's like, oh, what about when he won the Sugar Bowl over Oklahoma? They were favored by 8 in that game. You were supposed to win that game.
Right.
You went into a game where you didn't have the talent advantage at Clemson, not according to me, but according to Vegas. And you won. That's why he ran off the field like chanting like a schoolgirl. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Georgia defense. Not a fucking thing. But the Georgia offense was a shithole. The Clemson offense was a shithole. Someone tweeted out, it reminded them of the 20, whatever year it was, where Alabama and LSU played like a 9-6 game. That's what the game reminded them of. Yeah, whatever year it was.
And they both made it to the national title.
And then
right. I said this. I said this on my radio show the other day that if Clemson doesn't fix their damn offensive line, they're going to lose probably 3 games this year because Uiagalelei, their quarterback, he's already getting happy feet. He's already thinking, man, fuck, somebody's going to hit me. So I'm not buying that at all. I mean, they got to get with it. What's that?
I'm less concerned about Clemson than I am about the Tar Heels. I really thought the Tar Heels were going to come out the gate swinging, and then they got upset by Vatek, and I was like, oh, okay, well, there goes that.
Edwin with a good point. Who's Kobe beating in the game bigger than the Clemson game? And it hasn't been anybody. They won the playoff game against Oklahoma, but they were favored. They were favored in that game.
But
now, Clemson ain't shit without Sunshine, so
Vatek is good. So, Vatek getting back to prominence. I'm not saying just because they beat North Carolina, they're back to prominence, but Vatek is good for the ACC.
Man.
The ACC needs more than just Clemson. The ACC.
Every conference needs more than just one team.
Right.
I mean, that's just fair. But it's, I think NC State could be really good. But in the end, you just
NC State beats Mississippi State by 2 touchdowns.
Mississippi State is not that good of a team. I mean, they're really not. That's why Andre's like, Mississippi State's going to beat us. What the fuck, Andre? I don't buy that, brother. I got Mississippi State losing that game. So
you see, that tells me Andre
2 games to sort things out before we play Mississippi State. I like LSU.
Yeah, that tells me Andre hasn't jumped off the bandwagon, but like he's holding on by one arm and they're dragging him. That's what that says. Fuck you, Andre.
Oh shit! Fuck you, Andre.
Wow.
You, Andre, god damn, that's hard.
Personal.
Yeah, you can't say that. Well, don't worry.
Yes! Fuck you too!
Fuck you, Andre. Oh, fuck me. Oh, yeah. Fuck you. Fuck you too.
What's your name?
Yeah, I got your back, Andre. Don't worry about it.
I think I'm gonna have to move.
Why?
Andre knows where I live.
So?
He gets kind of mean.
He's mean to you?
Why is he? Y'all known for years how unapproachable that guy could be. He's kind of an asshole.
Andre's always nice to me.
Oh, yeah? Shit.
Hey, he's always nice to me.
It might just be me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's mean to you.
Waves yourself.
Exactly. Anyway, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. Join us here on the program this evening. Take calls about another 10 minutes before I take my happy ass to bed.
There's another overreaction I thought came out of this past weekend, and that was like, oh my God, the Sooners are in such big trouble. They were up at one point by 23 points. Like it was 37-14. So, I mean, yeah, Tulane made a comeback, but they didn't complete the comeback. It's not like they ever led that game. I'm a lot less concerned about OU than I am LSU.
So. Right. Yeah, I saw some shit talking about Oklahoma like this is it. The Big 12 is done. Like if Oklahoma is going to lose to Tulane, like what chance does the Big 12 have to even get a team into the playoffs?
Well, it would all depend on how Sark does with Texas.
Well, I mean, if Oklahoma wins out, they're going to get into the goddamn fucking playoffs. Like, just because you fucking slept in the third, fourth quarter against Tulane, I mean, it doesn't mean Oklahoma's fucking done.
I don't believe.
Go let that dog out. What the fuck is wrong with you? You be mean to your dog. Let him out.
The dog just knocked my trash can over before I put him back in the kennel. I got trash all over the fucking place right here. that I haven't even picked up yet.
Well, goddamn, don't tell me your troubles. I'm not gonna sit here and listen to that dog cry. It's not. I mean, you like listening to animals cry. That's on you. You're not gonna ruin my night.
Play the fucking song. Play the fucking song while I go get them.
What song? What song? I don't know what song.
Sarah McLachlan. Play it.
I had it. How about we just go with this? Yeah. All right. 803-470-2905. 803-470-2905. That is the number to dial if you want to join us here on the program this evening. So
I'll make another mention just so I can satisfy our friend Chucky. Yes, Alabama beat the dog shit out of Miami. Happy? We talked good about Alabama for 3 seconds.
But who the fuck is Miami? Who the fuck is Miami?
I mean, you know, they're Miami. They're the U.
I bet you UCLA would smoke the fuck out of Miami.
My asshole wants to suck cock.
that's what I think about with Alabama. Fuck Alabama. No, seriously. Like, I don't have a problem with Coach Saban because I think Coach Saban's good, but just understand, fuck you, fuck your goddamn team, fuck your entire existence. I don't like Alabama, period.
So
Run around, ooh, you fucking, and if I see one motherfucking idiot with a damn fucking toilet paper roll next to a fucking Tide box in the goddamn stands, fuck you, set yourself on fire. God damn.
Like,
That annoys the shit out of me.
I don't know what's worse, like the fucking fans, that fucking stupid Nick Saban, or
you know what? I'm gonna let you sit here and knock
Alabama.
That's not good. I just don't like their fan, especially the people like that weren't Alabama fans until Saban got
exactly
somebody else.
Exactly.
What a bunch of shitheads.
You know, I was pulling out this afternoon out of the gas station. And I saw one of those trucks where the front end is like almost touching the ground, and the back end. Oh no, I'm sorry. The back end's almost touching the ground, and the front end's like all jacked up and shit. And then of course they got a big Alabama sticker on the back, and I'm like, go fucking figure. Go fucking figure. Look at this fucking retard.
They probably spelled it backwards too. Probably spelled it like AMBALA or some shit.
No, it's just that stupid A sticker that almost makes you think it's a Brave fan. Yeah,
it's a Braves A with a mullet.
Yes, exactly. Exactly
exactly what it is.
Who is Delta 900 a fan of? Like, who's your team?
I don't know.
And when you meet these people, like this motherfucker, he probably doesn't even watch football.
Actually, Delta does watch football. Been a crummy couple.
Not Delta. I'm talking about the guy in the truck.
Been a crummy couple of days for me, man. I've had two of my friends that I kind of grew up with in radio that have died because of COVID, and it's just pretty shitty. I haven't really put that out there, but it's just been pretty fucking shitty. Yeah. I haven't really been doing much on Facebook and Twitter and all that. I do enough to satisfy my job, but I just see the hatred and stuff that's out there. I'm glad that we can come together here and just bitch at each other about our team, and no one gives a fuck. You know what I mean? It's just so much more enlightening. You know, I'm in a chat with a bunch of you guys, and we talk shit to each other a lot. But I don't know how anybody feels about all this stuff, and it's none of my goddamn business. But it's just like, it's sad. I get on any social media platform, and it's, you know, two sides talking about COVID. It's like, and I've literally lost two of my friends in radio to it. And I've got people that I think are just smart people, like people that I think are really smart. They're like, COVID's a lie. And I'm like, my friend, two of my friends died from it. I tell you what, my buddy that I train with, you guys know the weightlifting competition, right? My friend Joe that I train with, he's in the hospital with it right now. Has blood clots in his lung. And it's like, I don't know. Anyway, it's great we can come here and talk sports, because I can't do the other things, man. It's just my heart's not in a good place right now. So That's why I just come on and motherfuck Alabama, and it can't hurt them because they're the fucking Kings anyway. Fucking, what are they gonna do? What is the national title? I don't know how many we got.
I think it's 76 by now, huh?
We got more national titles than we have teeth in our state.
They got more national titles than we've been playing football.
Yeah. Fuck them. Anyway, 803-470-2905, 803-470-2905. You want to call in and talk football, that's great. I will hang up on you, though, if you start with me about COVID stuff. I didn't bring that up to talk about COVID here because I'm not going to change the way that you feel. No one gives a fuck about how I feel. I just felt safe in telling you guys that on here.
There's only
yourself healthy.
There's only one opinion I care about.
Yours.
That's right.
That's exactly right. Yours.
Right.
I mean, I wish that people could all come together and figure it out, but I can't fix people, man.
Oh, wait, and Dr. Fauci. I mean, he's a smart guy too. I'm just kidding.
Good luck with that. It's just sad. And I guess it's just when you see your friends die. Like these are two people that that did radio with me for a long time, and now they're just gone. And it's just when you get online and you see stuff, and you're like, literally, I threw my phone the other day. You can see the back of my phone's got a big ass crack on it because I threw my phone. Because the first thing I seen after hearing, "Hey, your buddy Burgess is dead," is COVID's not real. COVID's not real. Go fuck yourself.
COVID got my dad 9 months ago. So
yep.
It's just sad. It's just sad. So do what you got to do to keep yourself healthy. That's all I can say on that. And be careful, because I'm being honest with you about this. If someone would have walked up on me and started telling me about COVID's not real after I just heard that, I'd have probably punched them in their fucking snout. If someone came up to you and said, "Hey, COVID's not real," after it killed your dad, punch them in the fucking snout. They fucking deserve it. Goddamn, you chose to talk about stuff like that. You do what you got to do. You do your thing, man.
I mean, I kind of know the feeling. I kind of know the feeling when they got some asshole on Facebook.
I feel bad for you, Jonathan, because you got the vaccine and it fucked you up. You had all that shit with your skin and everything else, so you don't really fucking know.
It did, but I'm not sitting there telling you what to do and what not to do. That's on me, man.
I got both shots for Moderna. I didn't grow 2 penises. I don't have a microchip in my body. I still function.
Fuck out of here.
My point is about punching somebody in the face is, like they had this motherfucker running their mouths a couple weekends ago about how much money he makes. The bigger the storm, the more money he makes, from Pensacola all the way to Houston, Texas. And when I told him, I hope him, his mom, and his kids die in a fire, it's and now Facebook has banned me.
There's a member of the group, Kevin. I can't remember his last name, but he's day 12 without power. I mean, he's on his 12th day without power.
I've been there.
I'm feeling you guys down there, man. I don't know what the fuck's going on down there, but you guys got to get your power right. What the hell is going on down there?
Dude, that storm was fucking massive. That storm was fucking massive. And I've driven down there.
I honestly didn't think it was that bad. Doesn't Edwin live in Edwin lives in Texas, right? I don't know. I don't want to put Edwin's business out there.
Yeah, Edwin's in Dallas.
I didn't know if they got hit too and if it was bothering them out there, but I know someone posted today that they're day 12 without power. So Jesus Christ.
The big thing about this storm, and every storm is different. So the big thing with Katrina back in 2005 was that the levees broke, the city flooded. So all of the damage was water damage. Well, this one hit land as a much stronger hurricane than Katrina was. The levees held, but the wind gusts were 150 plus miles an hour, and they just tore the power grid basically down to its base. There's nothing left. So they got to rebuild.
I went to Houma. I went to Houma on Friday, to deliver food, and I'm like every two out of every 3 power poles was fucking down. I mean, it was just nuts.
Oh, it's bad everywhere.
We're still delivering food, and Homa's like inland, somewhat, not Grand Isle and shit. Yeah,
I bring that up because our problems in life are all small when you really think about it. Because I mean, fucking Kevin below, yeah. I mean, I hope I didn't butcher his last name, but on 12 days without power. And we're fucking. Right. I'm sitting here with a fucking basically big studio setup here in my house, and this guy doesn't have any power.
I think the point is though, be careful when you run your fucking mouth, because
that's kind of where I was going, and I didn't mean to tie COVID into it and all that stuff, but here's a thought: just fucking, we live in a society now where people should just drink your water. And I said this earlier: drink your water and shut your fucking mouth. I mean, let's try that for a fucking month. Just shut the fuck up. You want to talk about your football team, then that's fine.
That's it.
That's fine. We can deal with all that, but can we just have for just a little bit? Just fucking. I don't want to talk about COVID. I want the people down in Louisiana to get their fucking power back. God damn. I mean, shit.
It's coming.
I know.
In Vacherie, Louisiana.
You're down there. I'm working. I don't want to put you on the spot, but Dave, you're doing a lot of humanitarian shit down there, giving out relief and stuff, right?
Well, that's what the National Guard does when we have these situations. We go to the towns that don't have power, and we pass out ice and water and MREs and tarps if they need tarps for their roofs.
Well, actually,
right now we have 60. 60.
Try to 60? Save people if you have to.
60 sites right now passing out commodities to people. The National Guard operating them all. And we have help from other states. A unit came in from Fort Hood, Texas. Another National Guard unit came in from Oklahoma. I've been talking football with Cowboys and Sooner fans all day.
Oh, well, they don't fucking know anything about football. Fuck them. But like Nishi, of course, had the issues with her house. I don't want to put her business out there, but her life has completely changed because of this whore hurricane. This hurricane's a whore. It's the worst blowjob ever.
It was the worst blowjob ever.
I'm just saying, it's the worst blowjob ever.
I mean, for me personally, it wasn't terrible. Yeah, my area got a lot of wind damage, but
let me. You can tell me. I don't want to be.
So
I don't want to get too much into your business. You can tell me go fuck myself and I'll shut up. But how far do you have to travel to do what you have to do with the National Guard? Is it over 100 miles a day or something or what?
It just depends. I guess the inconvenience is that I'm going to be in a town that I'm not familiar with. Like I stayed in Bogalusa for 4 days. That's a very small town. I think there's 12,000 people there. They didn't have power. We slept at a National Guard armory that wasn't too far away from the site. I think it was like 4 miles. But we drove about 9 miles.
Cot or something, or what's the deal with all that? I thought you got a cot and fucking. What's the deal? Is that where you're sleeping? Yeah, fuck all that.
And then they bring in shitty catered meals. So when that site closed down, which was Monday, they're like, all right, Penn, pick up all your stuff, and you're going to drive to this other site, which was about 100 miles away. That was in Vacherie. That's where I'm at now. And I'll be in Vacherie probably till Friday. And
is that why you have the void behind you there? It's like a.
No, I'm back in my apartment on post.
Oh, you're in your apartment.
So yeah, the disaster site that I'm working is close enough to the post that I work at to where I could just come home at night.
Well, God bless you folks that are out there dealing with that shit. I remember, and I trust me, what you're doing is fucking outstanding. But I remember when I was in the Coast Guard, I'll never forget this. So like, I got an eye infection and I was on a boat in Iowa, but I couldn't get underway because my eyes were just fucked. So they sent me home, but my boat was out for 7 days, but my eye infection was healed up in like 3. So we had a tornado that rolled through our town there in Hamilton, Illinois, and it just leveled everything around that town. And I get the lady across the hall, her husband was an engineer on our boat. She was pregnant and couldn't walk. I had to tote her down the stairs into the storm cellar. And we're just, literally watching as this tornado is just destroying this town. And I come out, got her back, and got her into the apartment. And as soon as I come down, the sheriff is standing in my driveway and says, "Get in the car." And I'm like, "Okay." He deputized me on the spot. There were basically four people that had that kind of the deputized power, I guess is the term. And we went around and just basically pulled people out of their damn storm cellars. And it's something I'll never, ever, ever forget in my life. But I mean, it leveled that entire town. And you guys are dealing with the same shit there.
I've lived here almost my entire life. I moved away for a few years, but I mean, I'm 43 years old, and I was born and raised in New Orleans. I've lived in just a few miles east of it in St. Bernard Parish, but I've seen storm after storm after storm, and I tell you what, you never get used to seeing the damage to people's property and the devastation that people deal with. It's unsettling.
Well, let's go on a lighter note here. I'm much older now, but probably 20 years ago, I would have been like, "Fuck it, hurricane party." I'd have been out there on my surfboard.
Oh, if it's category 2 or less, we're drinking it up. Nobody's leaving.
Nobody's leaving. Fuck off. I'm gonna sit here in the fucking driveway. I'm gonna head down to the beach on my surfboard, and I'm gonna get a fucking wave up my ass.
I've never evacuated for a storm ever. However, what we've seen the last 2 to 3 years makes you rethink that as we get older, because I'm not 20 anymore.
Right.
It really makes you rethink that.
For this one, I stayed at my house in St. Bernard Parish, and I watched this category 4 hurricane. So my parents' house has this enormous picture window in the formal dining room, and I just moved the love seat to the big picture window, and I sat there with a little battery operated lantern and an MRE, and I watched these winds just rip shingles and tear down fences, and I'm watching big old trash cans one after the other blow past. I'm just like, Jesus Christ.
Delta's asked if I lived through Hurricane Hugo. Yeah, Hurricane Hugo ripped up South Carolina in 1989. It was a shit show. I was a kid, but I do remember it. So yeah,
South Carolina had a storm more recent than that.
Yeah, but Hugo was big.
Hugo was a whore. That was fucking stupid.
Because I remember something with LSU in South Carolina. Like South Carolina had mass flooding going on, and LSU. We had floods. It rained for like 7 days straight. Like, the 2015 floods. It was fucking insane. And here's what I remember about that. That was when Clemson played Notre Dame at home, and you've got the scene where the Dabo Sweeney had his "Bring Your Own Guts" thing or whatever. It was that one, and it was the biggest fucking storm ever, and it flooded everything. So yeah, it was like roads caved in and shit. I'm saying it's a fucking rainstorm. Yeah, that's how I look at it. But it literally rained for 7 straight days. It was like Noah's Ark type shit. It was fucking insane.
Those are some beautiful things. We've seen them over the years many, many, many times. I have not heard anything about Ida this year, but how different colleges, different universities send supplies. They do supply drives and send them over, whether it's LSU to South Carolina to LSU. I have not seen anything about Ida this year that anyone's done anything, but LSU.
Cool thing. So when South Carolina flooded and LSU sent some relief up to South Carolina, it was, I think, after Laura or whatever, that South Carolina repaid that and sent supplies back down to us, and I just thought that was really cool.
Even though we were up in Missouri getting our asses whooped for our home game.
Fuck Missouri too. Couple things before we get out of here. What was I gonna say? My brain's not working. Your lock game of the week. Give me a game that you're guaranteeing a team's gonna win. And don't be a pussy and tell me LSU with McNeese. Give me a decent game here that you think could be close, but you're like, you know what? I'm going to take X team. Who have you got?
NC State over Mississippi State.
That's a good one.
I'm
That's
hoping it's a good game.
out there.
I'm hoping it's a good game. I don't know if it will be. We'll see what happens when Arkansas shows up to play, but I'm hoping that Texas-Arkansas is a good game. But Texas should easily walk away.
I've got Pitt beating that Tennessee ass.
Do you?
Yep. And because I look at what Pitt does well, and none of that shit works with what Tennessee does well. Pitt plays fucking muddy ass defense.
Yes,
They're gonna Milton, that quarterback. He's gonna try to run the ball. Yeah, that shit ain't gonna work. The way to beat Pitt is to stay in the pocket and pass. He's gonna try to run, and that shit ain't gonna work.
No.
I think Pitt may wear their ass out.
We'll see.
Edwin says Clemson scores more than 3 points. Fuck off, Edwin. Fuck. Anyway, but yeah, there's that, and I can't remember there's one other thing I had in my head or not, but
Oregon's gonna be UAB. Really?
Oregon's playing fucking Ohio State. He doesn't even know what fucking teams they're playing.
Oh, you see, that's a good question. I think Ohio State wins that one.
Here's my
Ohio
last.
State better win that game.
Yeah, Ohio State's like a 14-point favorite. My last thing was, we were talking about this today. If you had your choice right now, which program do you think is on a more solid foundation, Clemson or LSU? Because you got to look at it from but hold on, you got to look at it from a different perspective though, because LSU is going to have more funding because of the SEC and the new TV deal. We're talking long-term, 5 years from now. Which program would you want? Right now, it's an easy answer because it's Clemson, because you've got a more stable situation with the coaching staff, etc. But down the road, with the big contract that's coming, would you rather be in LSU's shoes or Clemson shoes? That's a very interesting, decent question when you think about it.
With the right coach, LSU is one of the best programs to coach in the country, but you got to have the right coach. If Nick Saban wouldn't have gone to the Dolphins, there's no telling what LSU would look like right now. It could be ridiculous, but things are what they are. You've had 3 different coaches win national championships. It's always easy to recruit for LSU, so you can always get the players. It's just about having the right coach.
Exactly what Dave just said.
Because that's fair, but the thing is that 5 years from now, Dabo Swinney will be 55. That's still young as a coach.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's an old ass man.
The thing is when it's time to get rid of O, which coach is going to be available? Because it's got to be the right coach that year that's available. Because otherwise, you go spend money.
I'm honest with you. If LSU wants a coach, there are people that will line up to coach at LSU. It's not like they're fucking.
But is he the right coach?
It doesn't matter. LSU can get who they want. I mean, that's LSU is a top 10 job in the country.
So let's say this is
fair.
Let's say this.
They've got tons of money and they've got facilities and everything else. It's a top 10 job.
Let's say this situation plays out. Let's say this situation plays out, right? That let's say, just for shits and giggles, Billy Napier is the best coach out there, right? However, I'm just saying, right? However, we keep Ogeron for one more year. Napier goes and picks up a good job. Well, he's not going to be available anymore. That means we're going to go to somebody else. We go for that guy, and then we spend 3-4 years wasting fucking time. So
the coach in the system.
What's that?
I said that would depend on the coach that's hired and the system he installs.
And which assistant coaches he puts in play.
Yeah. But
yes,
I mean, there's coaches out there that I have conversations with PJ Fleck at Minnesota. I'd talk to PJ Fleck. Kirk Ferentz. I'd talk to Kirk Ferentz about taking the LSU job. There are coaches that are out there, for sure.
I was just using one coach as an example. And believe you me, I would like Dave. But I believe what Dave said is true. If we had the right young coach, like you're talking about, 55 years old, I would much prefer.
Well, PJ Fleck is young.
Oh, I'm not saying that. If we have the right coach, a good young coach, I'm good with LSU on.
I'm looking at Orgeron's contract. 6-year, $42 million contract he agreed to in 2020. So I'm trying to see here how long that goes out. But in theory, so he just signed this contract.
Yeah.
So technically, you're on the hook for
a lot of money.
Oh my God. And for some reason in this article they're talking about, and I'm not trying to rub this in LSU fans' nose here, but Bo Pelini's contract was $2.3 a year through March of 2023. You're paying him $2.3 million to sit at home and not coach your defense.
Yeah.
Dude, we're in the wrong line of work.
He wasn't coaching our defense when he was here.
Now you're gonna pay him to fucking go home. What a fucking shit show that is. But no, I mean, still, 6 years at $42 million. One of them's out of the realm now. So after this year, you'll own 4 years. So he's getting $7 million a year basically. So you're on the hook for $24 million with Ed Orgeron.
I think Woodward's done with Orgeron.
A shitty time to start fucking sucking, didn't he? Holy shit.
Yeah, we'll pull it together. I'm not fucking Andre.
He just needs one more of those transfer portal quarterbacks. We just need the Sooners or the Buckeyes or somebody to just be like, we don't want you anymore.
Nobody from Clemson, as long as it's not one of those guys.
Fuck off with all that. All right, well, I think we've had a good show, guys.
We can go talk to JT Daniels the way he played on Saturday. I don't think he's going to be doing much.
There was no fucking offense in that game at all. All right, guys. I appreciate it.
Daniels for Heisman.
We'll be back at it next week.
Thank you. All right.